Ward 14. Welcome back to DarkNight Whispers. Tonight we trespass into St. Bridget's General Hospital, a sandstone labyrinth that opened as a charity asylum in 1896 and shuttered in 2003 after 3 critical care patients. Vanished beds still warm, IVs still dripping. City crews cut the power that winter, yet neighbors swear they still see emergency strobes flicker behind cracked windows and hear a nurse's bell chiming code blue every leap year. Dim the lights, tighten your surgical mask, and answer me this. If you heard a heart monitor flatline in a ward that hasn't had electricity for 20 years, would you hunt for the patient or sprint for the exit? Autumn drizzle kisses cracked pavement as Olivia's van crawls beside ivy-choked pillars bearing a rusted placard. St. Bridget's Hospital, Servium. Gabe hops out, brandishing a custodian's master key set lifted from city auction. One turn, gate yawns, exhaling antiseptic dust that stings the nostrils. Inside the ambulance bay, a circular concrete ramp corkscrews into darkness, the old delivery route to sub-basement triage. Alex sweeps an LED beam, rain glitters on moss. Olivia flicks her mic. First impression smells like peroxide and old pennies. Lugging a vintage Geiger counter, modified to read EMF spikes, arcs brows. Hospitals impress trauma into walls. Let's hope it's only memories. Sub-basement doors, once automatic, gape ajar. Beyond, stretchers rust mid-corridor. Clipboards dangle, paper fused by damp. A crash cart sleeps under plastic. Olivia spots a dust-free rectangle on linoleum, the outline of something large recently moved. She locks the time code. Camera A 0 hours 6 minutes and 12 seconds. Overhead speaker dead for decades. Crackles a 3-note chime. Ding, ding, ding. The hospital's old call system. No voice follows. Marcus taps wires in a junction box 0 voltage. He murmurs, phantom circuit. Gabe's flashlight dies to 31% battery first uncanny number of the night. Down-tiled hall, toe tags flutter from gurneys. Drips plink from overhead pipes, though water was shut off. Alex zooms in on tag ink still wet. Text reads, Ward 146BEDS for occupied 2DUE. What ward? Olivia asks. Marcus pales. Ward 14 was pediatric isolation measles outbreak 77. Record says all 6 died same hour. Speaker vents hiss again, then a voice soft, precise, matronly. Good evening, staff. Head count indicates 4 guests uncleansed. Please proceed to isolation for gowning. Alex's shoulder cam captures dust swirling into nurse shape, then falling. Gabe's key fob Geiger counter jitters a warbly MF surge. Marcus whispers, we equal 4, the number she cited. Olivia shivers, main lift is frozen. Yet call light glows surgical blue. Doors part, revealing an orderly mannequin propped inside, arms out as if offering downs. Its paper mask lists names, O Regin, Echo, Mivas. Gabe steps back. Elevator buzzer drones, descending E-flat tone, the old code for quarantine breach. They reject the lift, ascend cracked stairs. As they climb, fluorescent strips above flicker on, sequentially guiding them upward. Marcus counts pulses, 14 lights per flight. Hospital still knows that ward. Speaker voice returns. Louder. Failure to gown will result in cleanse protocol. A distant generator cough scratches the silence. Ward 14 lies in the far north wing doors, painted child blue chipped to lead gray. Large letters read, hush young patients asleep. Windows are bricked. Air tastes refrigerant cold. Breath fogs. The ward bell above the door dings 4 times once per intruder. Olivia pushes in. Corridors brighten to low amber. Pediatric murals show teddy bears and surgical masks. Someone added charcoal scrawls teddies, now wheat black tears. The floor pattern repeats stenciled red crucifixes at 9-foot intervals distance between patient beds. A child's giggle echoes. Alex spins. Only a wheeled fir tree rolling on its own. Inside room 14B6 cribs line the wall. Dust indentations show where tiny bodies once lay. Clipboard on rail lists. Bed 1, Grace M, rested. Bed 2, Victor Q, rested. Bed 3, Nolan S, rested. Bed 4, rest pending. Bed 5, rest pending. Bed 6, rest pending. 3 blanks remain, matching their head count minus Marcus. Olivia gulps. Does the ward want us filling those? Marcus lifts 4 bag fluid inside, glows faint blue, swirling shapes like virus diagrams. Fire doors behind slam. Speaker booms matron's lullaby, an old nursery hymn in minor key. Temperature sinks, walls extrude frost. Alex's lens ices. Gibbs free energy feels impossible. A mechanical click. Ceiling vents hiss liquid nitrogen mist, the original cold sterilization system. Marcus shouts, "We'll suffocate need to kill chill plant." He recalls the hospital's main cryochiller under Ward 14 nicknamed the Heart Lung. Olivia breathes shallow. Then Act 4 starts in the basement. Nitrogen vapor gushes from ceiling vents, hissing around the crib rails. Olivia's carbon monoxide badge turns amber. Oxygen percentage drops from 20.9 to 17.5%. Marcus barks. Below 17 we black out. He kicks open a crash cart drawer, yanks 2 portable O2 cylinders meant for pediatric transport. Mouthpieces brittle but viable. They only have 2 tanks for explorers. Olivia checks 1970s schematics on her tablet. The cryoplant is straight below. Ward 14 via a laundry chute marked B2C, but the chute hatch here is welded. Gabe spots a freshly pried service panel where conduit once ran. Someone or something has cut a new metal stair. Speaker whispers, softer now, matron's voice laced with static lullaby, counterflow path prepared. Bring the little ones. The stairwell breathes freezer air. They decide, Marcus, medical know-how, and Olivia, post lights, will take the O2. Gabe and Alex wrap scarves over mouths, rationing breath. They start down steel treads rhymed with hoarfrost. Every footfall echoes like a heart monitor beep. Half landing, an old isolation ICU window appears where a blueprint shows blank wall. Inside flickers 1977 nurses in yellow gowns, incubators glowing. A little boy coughs. An orderly marks a clipboard. Pediatric nurse looks up, locks eyes with Olivia through decades. She mouths, 6 need rest. The window flashes white, reverts to bricks. Alex's camera still records time code, scrambles to 14 hours, 14 minutes, and 14 seconds frames. Basement level stinks of alcohol and coolant. Signs, heart lung, cryochiller. Security gate electric, yet blue indicators glow. Gabe tries a master key, sparks jump, lock opens. Behind them, Ward 14 door slams and seals. A red bulb rotates. The chiller hall is a catacomb. Twin cylindrical tanks marked O reserve and lane saturator feed a central turbine, the size of a school bus nicknamed Heart Lung because it chilled both blood and breathing gases for surgical theaters. But gauges now show impossible values. LN pressure, 31 psi, core temp, minus 31 degrees Celsius, runtime, 31,000 hours. Alex mutters, prime code again. A CRT monitor boots on its own. Green monochrome matrix prints, Ward 14, children rested equals 3, pending, 3 adult substitutes registered, 4 target, 6 prime. Marcus realizes the matron isn't counting bodies. She counts breaths. Adults can sub for missing kids as long as 6 rested respirations run in the heart-lung loop, keeping the hospital alive. Piper's O2 tank hisses empty. Olivia swaps cylinders, gives Alex a few gulps. Gauge plunges. They have maybe 4 minutes of safe O2 left. Marcus eyes the main intake pipe labeled patient feed clear hose once attached to ventilators. Now it sucks air directly from Ward 14 above, stealing oxygen where nitrogen vents. It's choking upstairs to feed the machine. Gabe hefts a pipe wrench. Marcus guides him to a corroded butterfly valve. Break the feed, ward regains air, heart-lung starves. They spin, but valve is locked by frozen seal. Alex produces a handheld heat gun battery pack blasts seam. Valve cracks free. Twist 45 degrees clank. The hose implodes, suction stops. CRT alarms. Breath feed, lost respiration needed. 2 matron PA booms, voice harsher. Adult volunteers proceed to respirator dock. Out of darkness shuffles a nurse, apparition face, mask, uniform starched. She holds 2 antique rubber respirator masks, tubes dangling. She glides toward Olivia. Past her, Frost forms child-sized handprints on tanks. Olivia backs up. Marcus blocks nurse. Whoosh nurse passes through him. His O2 tank gauge slams to 0. His mask frosts inside. He gasps, eyes rim white. Olivia drags Marcus aside. Gabe swings wrench. Nurse figure bursts into snow dust, but reforms. Alex yells, "Use the prime numbers." He flashes LED torch Morse style, 2357. Nurse flickers, confused. Marcus rips off his spent O2, wheezing, "I'm a doctor. Trade me." He grabs a respirator from the ghost nurse, presses mouse to his face. Clear tube snakes into heart-lung intake. Red indicator flips from needed to 1. His eyes go glassy, but he nods. "One more," he croaks. Olivia screams, "No." She sees his fingertips frost, pulse fading. But Ward 14 upstairs might be regaining air. Gabe can't watch. He hacks Marcus's supply hose with serrated multi-tool. Hose spews frigid vapor. Marcus collapses, but gulps real air as suction ends. CRT now shows error. Resp feed discrepancy. Breath count prime damaged. HL self-preserve. Chiller turbines roar. Drawing reserve oxygen from tanks A and B. Whole basement trembles. Alex eyes a service panel labeled thermal fuse. Overheat shutdown. If turbine overheats, heart-lung walks out. But fuse requires 200 degrees Fahrenheit burst. They have battery heat gun and rubbing alcohol spill tray nearby. Olivia douses tray. Gabe lights with flare. Orange plume licks panel. Fuse indicator crosses red line. Siren blares. Turbine slows, then stalls with a metallic groan. Chiller temp gauge climbs. 31 gives 0 degrees Celsius in seconds. Ice on walls fractures like glass. Amid sirens, Marcus convulses. Frostbite claws his throat, oxygen debt, nitrogen narcosis. He smiles weakly at Olivia, whispers, "Tell them, kids, wake." His pulse stops. Badge on his coat turns black. CRT prints new line. Adult rest complete. 1 total rested equals 4 matron PA soft, almost soothing. 2 left. Olivia sobs but drags Alex and Gabe by arms. Basement sprinklers burst hot water mixed with brine. Each droplet sizzles on turbines' glowing bearings. The hospital is literally thawing around them. They haul Marcus's body toward emergency steer. Olivia pockets his badge in shaking fist. 4 rested, 2 pending. The matron may be coming for them next. Sprinklers gush scalding water across the sub-basement. Steam cloaks the once frozen corridor. Red strobes flash code white, the old protocol for oxygen system fire. Olivia's boots slosh. Marcus's body burdens her shoulder. Gabe leads, flashlight lens beaded with condensation. Up the stairwell, rivulets form waterfalls. Every flight up, a new klaxon begins. Elevators, pharmacy vault, ICU. It's as if the thawing hospital is coughing to life. They burst onto Ward 14's main hall. Frost murals drip pastel paint. Teddy bears' charcoal tears wash away. Oxygen returns breath, no longer fogs. Alex's badge flips green. But 3 cribs now contain small shapes under sheets. Bed labels updated. Bed 4, Dr. M. Hill. Rested, bed 5 vacant. Bed 6 vacant. Marcus's sacrifice filled slot 4. The matron still needs 2. Cold vapor resolves into 3 children. A blonde girl, Grace. A sick-haired boy, Victor. and a toddler clutching a wooden block, Nolan. These are the first 3 arrested from 1977. Grace's eyes open. She whispers, "The nurse wants voices, not bodies." She records our breaths. The kids fade, leaving icicle footprints. Olivia drops to her knees. If we play their lullaby back, maybe we trick the matron into counting them twice. Alex checks audio archives. His shotgun mic captured the lullaby in Act 2. He preps playback. Floodwaters rise ankle deep. Gabe recalls a sky bridge linking Ward 14 to the 1950s OR Sweet Higher Ground and direct to pneumatic tube core. The matron's master ledger, pneumofiles, might sit there. They push Gurney with Marcus's body so it won't be left behind. If the matron recounts, slot 4 could open again. Hallway signs flicker. Surge 2 gives. OR2's dome lights flare amber despite severed mains. Surgical robots, 1970s, hydraulics, hang like mantises. In the center, a pneumatic tube kiosk comes. Its brass canister door wide. Inside, dozens of timestamp punch cards. One card flashes LED pulses. Rajan, Cho, Rivas admit pending. Gabe gulps. Olivia slides the lullaby audio into hospital speakers via Alex's mixer. Nursery hymn flows in reverse prime beats 11317 BPM. Punch card printer chatters. Spitting new cards reading BED5, Grace M. Duplicate. BED6, Victor Q. Duplicate. The system thinks children's slots now filled. Tallies read 6 rested prime satisfied. Matron PA Coos. 6 little lungs hush. Ward secure. A shape coagulates under OR lights. Tall nurse in era cap. Face blank gauze. She glides toward Olivia, hands clasped around an ancient stethoscope that hisses with children's heartbeats. She stops at Marcus's gurney. Matron speaks aloud for first-time voice therapy with static. Wrong breath. Adult air not suitable. Exchange required. Printer clatters. Marcus's name moves from bed 4 to coroner hall. Slot 4 is now vacant. Prime breaks again. Sirens drown lullaby. Gabe yells. Tube system goes to roof escape ladder. They sprint with gurney to elevator lobby. Elevator doors dead earlier slide open to reveal only a shaft filled waist deep with water. No go. Fire escape map shows ventilation apex above OR wing. They ditch gurney, haul Marcus's body over shoulders up maintenance stairs. Roof level intake chamber ceiling 40 feet high. Giant fans once pulled city air through charcoal filters. Motors now still, but table and center bear 6 Victorian breathing jars wired to a brass phonograph horn, each jar labeled with pediatric names. A 7th jar sits empty. Olivia realizes. The matron collects final exhalations, records them like vinyl to keep hospital alive. She needs 6 each cycle. Marcus's breath never qualified. Olivia sets Marcus's body beside empty jar. She unscrews jar lid. Take my last breath instead. Let kids go. Matron materializes behind vents, eyes luminous. Horn tilts toward Olivia. Gabe and Alex protest. Olivia hushes them. One host for many listeners deal, she says. Matron hesitates. Hospital groans under flood weight. Alex shouts over fans. Host must stay to maintain machine. Olivia can't leave if she trades. He plays reverse lullaby again. Phonograph wobbles, jars vibrate, children's ghosts appear, tugging at matron's skirt. Victor whispers, she promised we'd see sun. Gabe proposes. Use the hospital's own prime obsession set tally to first prime 2. Let 2 breaths power nurse and children hand in hand, not 6. They uncap Grace and Victor jars. Their captured breaths spiral out, swirl into turbine draft, and vanish skyward. Tally LEDs plummet. Total rested equals 4, vacant equals 2. Olivia caps jar over Marcus's mouth. Alex squeezes his bag mask over jar funnel, capturing one last exhale from his lungs too. 2 adult breaths sealed. Alex drops jar and slot. Monitor recalcs. Total equals 6 adult plus child mix. Status prime, okay. Matron wails rule breached but met. She crumbles into gauze ribbons sucked into vent. All alarms cease. Floodwater drains via floor grates. Hospital lighting flips normal fluorescence briefly, then pops out for good. Dawn light seeps through ventilation louvers. Olivia, Alex, and Gabe drag Marcus's body to roof hatch. His pulse absent, but his face peaceful, like he chose to be the first adult breath. Roof hatch sticks. Gabe crowbars it. Crisp morning smog greets them. No frost, no matron voice. Behind vents, sigh one final lullaby note, then still. They leave Marcus under dawn until emergency services arrive, the first legitimate visitors in 2 decades. Sirens slice the dawn haze. Fire rescue ladders clank against St. Bridget's facade, hoses still steaming from the night-long thaw. Paramedics lift Marcus's body onto a sked stretcher. No pulse. Core temp reads 89 degrees Fahrenheit, too warm for a typical hypothermia, too cold for life. They pronounce. Olivia covers his face with her field jacket. Gabe sits on the parapet, knuckles raw. Below, water gushes from basement windows, sluicing iodine brown across cracked pavement. The hospital exhales like a dying furnace. No more frost. 2 days later, the coroner's office releases preliminary notes. Marcus Hill's lungs contain crystallized liquid oxygen, like shattered stained glass. Cause of death listed as cryogenic pulmonary microfracture mechanism unknown. Olivia keeps the report in a plain folder marked Prime 1. Among confiscated artifacts, police catalog the brass and glass breathing jar Alex sealed with Marcus's final exhale. Inside, swirling white condensate that never settles. Forensic sensors fritz anytime pressure drops, exactly 17 millibars at Prime again. Detectives label it nuisance volatile, lock it in an evidence freezer that soon ices 3 inches thick. In her studio loft, Olivia replays Alex's footage. Anytime she jumps to 1414, voices of the children recite, "Thank you," in chorus. She writes, deletes, rewrites the episode intro a dozen times. None feel right without Marcus's sign-off. Alex, editing B-roll, notices his own breaths occasionally miss the air, even in the 80 degrees Fahrenheit room. He jokes the matron snuck home in his lungs. Olivia doesn't laugh. When Olivia exports the final 3-part video, her software overrides custom lengths and spits out runtimes of 223 seconds, 3,337 seconds, and 5,557 seconds, all primes. File sizes settle at 666 kilobytes, 11,111 KB, 13,333 kilobytes, mirroring the Ice Palace glitch from her previous haunt. She tries again, same numbers. She shrugs. If the dead insist on chapter marks, so be it. The word 14 drop trends #1 for 48 hours. Viewers screen grab matron silhouettes between frames, always at prime times, never adjacent. Redditors compare them to 1970 staff photos, and ID the nurse as matron Lydia Kessler. RN, her records show she died of ammonia inhalation during the 77 outbreak, after rescuing 3 children. Conspiracy podcasts claim Olivia's video is cursed. Anyone who watches the full trilogy dreams of cold breath on their neck at exactly 3:17 MO. City Council orders St. Bridget's raised for condos. On demo day, excavator hydraulic fluid gels to slush the moment its boom touches Ward 14. Steel tracks frost. Crew refuse to return. The site is fenced yet again. A real estate blog posts drone photos. Roof vents now whistle the lullaby backward until the drone battery dies at 31%. Alex wakes each night gasping into an empty mason jar on his nightstand. Condensate spirals inside, then fades. Doctors find nothing wrong. Olivia secretly labels the jar BED5 and stores it beside Marcus's coroner folder just in case a ledger somewhere still tallies breaths. On a chilly November dusk, Olivia and Gabe visit the chain link again. Frost is gone, weeds bust through asphalt. They planned a plaque outside, in memory of Dar Marcus Hill. First do no harm, last do no haunting. Gabe places a pair of child-sized surgical masks on the fence. The breeze lifts them. No matron voice answers. Olivia flips Marcus's badge in her palm. Let D dead. She breathes onto it. Nothing sparks. Count finally 0. She exhales relief and sees no fog. In the closing minutes of her final upload, Olivia narrates over a freeze frame of Ward 14's dripping walls. Hospitals are meant to save lives. But sometimes, when numbers matter more than heartbeats, the ledger starts as saving numbers instead, and people just become the ink. So tell me, if a night nurse asked you to trade your final breath to keep 6 children asleep forever, would you inhale or hold your breath? Hit like if Ward 14 chilled you, subscribe to DarkNight Whispers, and forward this saga to someone who keeps their window open at night because cold air always wants to count lungs. Until next shift, keep your respirators handy, avoid prime head counts, and never ignore a lullaby echoing down an empty ward.